All right, well, today is Holy Thursday or Maundy Thursday. We'll get into that in a minute and explain the meaning behind it. But first, we have to understand the gospel tells us this is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And Jesus sends two disciples to go and prepare a room for Passover so he can have it with the guys. Over in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, once everyone's in the room, Jesus first washes the feet of the disciples, which was a challenge for Peter as he responds and saying he doesn't want his feet washed. But Jesus tells him this in verses 7 and 8 of John chapter 13. What I am doing you do not understand, but you will know after this. Peter says to him, you shall never wash my feet. Jesus answered him, if I do not wash your feet, you have no part with me. Well, Peter wanted to be part of Jesus, and then he goes on to say, hey, don't wash my feet, wash my whole body. To which Jesus tells him in verse 10, he who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely cleaned. And you are clean, but not all of you. For he knew who would betray him. Therefore he said, you are not all clean. Well, at this point, Jesus kind of lets the group know that there's a betrayer. There's one in the room. Shortly after this, Judas leaves. After Judas leaves and they're going about their time, Jesus gives the new command, which is where we get Maundy Thursday. And that command is found for us in John chapter 13, verses 34 to 35, when it says, a new command I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. In verse 35, he continues, says, by this all who know that you are my disciples, if you have a love for one another. From after giving this command, Jesus goes and institutes another command for them, and institutes the Lord's Supper, which we read about over in Matthew chapter 26, verses 26 to 30, when he says, and as they were eating, Jesus took the bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. Then he took the cup, gave thanks, gave it to them, saying, drink it, all of you. For this is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sin. But I say to you, he says in verse 29, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now until that day when I will drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. The night is concluding, but know this, Friday is coming.